and gentlemen, the fire sale has officially started ahead of the 2025 NFL trade deadline. That is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. The Tennessee Titans have traded edge rusher Dre'Mont Jones to the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, we kind of knew this was coming. He was listed as a potential trade candidate to be sent away in a fire sale for the Tennessee Titans. And now it is officially official. He is heading to the Baltimore Ravens. The Titans receive a conditional 5th-round pick that can become a 4th-round pick, and that is according to Ian Rappaport, according to Adam Schefter, all of the Tennessee beat reporters also. Welcome to Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and this is why you subscribe to the channel, guys. I was at the gym. I just took my pre-workout. I'm like a little bit jittery here, so this is why it's going to be a little bit iffy. But I got you guys covered, and that's why you sub when the Titans make a move, because I don't think this is the only move that's going to happen. And Mike Borgonzi, Chad Brinker, they made it happen, sending away Dre'Mont Jones. But let's talk about Dre'Mont Jones. I mean, he's only 28 years old. He was in the first year with the Titans. He signed as a free agent. If you go back all the way to when he signed back in March, maybe April, I had a video for you guys talking all about him. And he was a solid player for the Titans. But when you have guys that you could get 5th-round picks, and if he plays enough, and if he reaches his incentives, that's why it's conditional 5th-round pick. If he reaches the incentives in the trade or plays an amount of snaps, so on and so forth, that'll become a 4th-round pick. That is just something that the Tennessee Titans want to do. We have known from Diana Rossini, Jeremy Fowler, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, every single person that has reported on trades as we're ahead of the trade deadline, less than 24 hours away now, that the Titans were sellers. And obviously, you're going to be sellers. I mean, at 1-8, where you basically have no hope for the rest of the year except, hey, let's tank. Let's try to get as many draft picks as possible and then maybe trade the 1st overall pick once you get it. And we started off with the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. trade to the New York Jets with a pick swap. Then you saw the Roger McCreary trade, and now you're seeing the Dre'Mont Jones trade. And it was kind of the writing on the wall. I mean, he's been solid for the Titans so far. I mean, 4.5 sacks in his last 4 games, and he was the edge starter for the season. And he was the mostly edge, but you know that he has the ability to play defensive tackle, defensive end, and also outside linebacker. And I don't think the Titans really saw him as that, and that's why he kind of, I wouldn't say was one of the best players, but it was also just the writing on the wall that the Ravens, they needed something on the defense, because now that they have Lamar Jackson back, and you can see they're winning, they have playoff opportunities, and the Titans took advantage of that, get a 4th-round pick and a 5th-round pick. And it was a very slow start for Dre'Mont Jones. He didn't log a quarterback hit in any of the first 5 games, but the second he noticed that he could have been traded, he picked it up, 4.5 sacks in 4 games. And now you're probably wondering, well, Brett, what are the other options at edge defender? Because you trade him away, what do you got left? Well, I talked about it on the channel, why you should trade, specifically why you should trade Dre'Mont Jones. And I'll get up to it in a second on specifically why we could see more edge rushers be traded. And right now, your depth chart goes as follows. You have Arden Key, you have Jihad Ward, and Jihad Ward has been incredible as of lately. Jalen Harrell, Ali Gay, but he was placed on IR. And then rookie pass rusher, Femi Oladejo, is on injured reserve with a leg injury, but he is expected to come back later this season. So you could at least develop Femi Oladejo, who's on injured reserve once he comes back, develop him. And you also have Jihad Ward, who's been playing solid for you. But you notice that I didn't mention Arden Key's name. Well, because Arden Key could possibly be another trade candidate. We'll get into what I think is going to happen going further, because, like I said, I don't think that the Titans are done making moves just yet. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 6-player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. Did you know PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect? And how do you play? It takes literally 30 seconds. You go on your phone, you download the PrizePicks app using code CLNS, but you could just pick 2 players. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be football. Have Monday Night Football going on in about 20 minutes if you wanted to get rolling with a lineup like that. Or you could do hockey. You could do basketball. You know we're in basketball season right now, even esports. Unfortunately for me, motorsports season just ended with Denny Hamlin not winning, but it is what it is. But you got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, so let's talk about it. The Titans, I don't think are done making moves. And it was reported earlier today or yesterday, one of the two, because Jeremy Fowler listed that Calvin Ridley could be traded. And then Teron Davenport kind of stepped back on that and said, no, he's not getting traded. We know that the Titans have made it clear that everybody is on the trade block except for Cam Ward, which is obviously, and their best player, Jeffrey Simmons. Well, I think there was a bunch of guys that I could see being traded. And there was Dre'Mont Jones, who just got traded. There's Arden Key. There's T'Vondre Sweat and Tony Pollard. There are a lot of teams that need guys. I said, hey, T'Vondre Sweat, the Ravens. I said it on the channel. The Ravens could call up. They need defensive linemen. T'Vondre Sweat. They ended up calling up and getting Dre'Mont Jones, probably because T'Vondre Sweat was too much of their price. But there are many teams that could go out and need a guy like an Arden Key. Need a guy like a T'Vondre Sweat. Or you could go on the offense. They could go out and get Tony Pollard. Because I think that the Titans probably should kind of build around Tyjae Spears instead of Tony Pollard. We saw Tony Pollard yesterday against the Chargers. They had back-to-back runs at the 1-yard line, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It did not work. So I think you kind of move in a different direction and go with Tyjae Spears instead of Tony Pollard, and you could trade him away. Question is, you also have Chidobe. Everybody's on the trade block, people. Everybody. Like, it's crazy. The Titans are going full fire sale. And I don't think this is the first one. This is the first domino to fall. Well, the first domino to fall was the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Roger McCreary. But I don't mind trading the edges. Defensive back was a little bit different. When you have Jihad Ward, Jalen Hare, Ali Gay, and Femi Oladejo coming back, you still have a lot of options at the edge position. So that is what it is. I think that you can survive that. But if you also get rid of Chidobe, you have Gunnar Helm right there. You get rid of Tony Pollard, you have Tyjae Spears. Jeffrey Simmons is going to come back at some point from a hamstring injury, so T'Vondre Sweat, you can go when they still have Sebastian Joseph Day, which he could get traded to. But when the trades do happen, we got you covered. But I want to know from you guys, what do you think of the Dre'Mont Jones trade? Give me the one-word reaction. Dre'Mont Jones. Let me know what you got in the trade, and also subscribe to the channel. If another trade happens tonight, we got you covered here on the channel. If it happens tomorrow, we got you covered. So that's why you hit that sub button. And as always, tighten up.